Have you ever felt like you're pushing so hard, yet getting nowhere? Like no matter how much effort you put in, the world pushes back even harder. You work late into the night. You sacrifice your peace. You force every door open, and still, nothing moves. Today, I want to share with you a story. A simple story about a young man who learned one of life's most powerful truths, not from a book, but from a river. His name was Kenji. Kenji was a university student, brilliant, hardworking, determined, but lately he had been losing himself. Every exam felt like a battle, every assignment a mountain too steep to climb. He studied until his eyes burned. He memorized until his head throbbed. He pushed and pushed and pushed. But his grades? They weren't improving. His sleep? Gone. His joy? Forgotten. One evening, after failing yet another test he had prepared weeks for, Kenji sat alone in his room. His hands trembled. His chest felt tight. He whispered to himself, "Why am I not good enough?" That night, he couldn't sleep, so he did something unusual. He left his apartment and walked. He walked through the empty streets, past the closed shops, past the flickering streetlights, until he found himself at the edge of the city, where the buildings ended and the forest began. There, beside a narrow river, sat an old man. He was dressed simply, a worn robe, bare feet. His eyes were closed, and his face utterly peaceful. Kenji didn't know why, but he stopped. He stood there, watching the old man, watching the river, listening to the water flow over smooth stones. After a long silence, the old man opened his eyes. He smiled. "You carry a heavy burden, young one." Kenji blinked. How did you know?" The old man chuckled softly. "I can see it in the way you stand. Tight shoulders, clenched fists. You are fighting, aren't you?" Kenji's throat tightened. He nodded. "I'm trying so hard, but nothing works. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong." The old man gestured to the ground beside him. "Sit," he said gently, "and let me show you something." Kenji sat. The old man pointed to the river. "Tell me, what do you see?" Kenji looked at the water. "A river," he said. "Yes," the old man replied. "And what is the river doing?" "It's flowing." "Exactly," the old man smiled. "It is flowing. Now watch closely." He picked up a small stone and tossed it into the river. Splash! The water moved around it and continued flowing. Then he picked up a larger stone and dropped it in. Splash! Again, the water moved around it and kept flowing. "Do you see?" the old man asked. "The river does not fight the stones. It does not try to push them away. It does not grow angry or frustrated. It simply flows." Kenji stared at the water. The old man continued, "Now, look at this." He placed his hand firmly against the current, trying to stop the water from flowing. The water pushed against his palm. It splashed. It resisted, but it did not stop. It found another way, around his fingers, between the gaps, over his wrist. The old man pulled his hand back and let the water flow freely again. "When you resist the river," he said softly, "you create struggle. But when you move with the river, there is no struggle at all." Kenji felt something stir inside him. "But I have to try," he said quietly. "I have to work hard. I have to push, don't I?" The old man nodded. "Yes, effort is important. But there is a difference between effort and force. The river flows with effort. It moves constantly. It carves through mountains over time. But it does not fight. It does not resist itself. It trusts the path." He looked into Kenji's eyes. "You, young one, are fighting yourself. You push so hard that you forget to flow. And when you fight the current of life, you exhaust yourself and go nowhere. Kenji felt tears sting his eyes. The old man placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Let go," he whispered. "Stop fighting what is. Work with patience. Study with presence. Trust that the river will carry you where you need to go." Kenji returned home that night, changed. The next morning he sat at his desk, but this time he did not force himself. He opened his books and simply began. When his mind wandered, he noticed it and gently brought it back. No anger, no frustration, just flow. When he didn't understand something, he paused. He breathed. He read it again, slowly, patiently. Days passed. Kenji stopped studying until exhaustion. Instead, he studied with intention. He rested when he needed rest. He walked when his mind felt heavy. He stopped fighting himself. And something miraculous happened. His mind became clearer. His memory sharper. His understanding deeper. Weeks later, when the next exam came, Kenji sat down calmly. He read each question slowly. He answered thoughtfully. And when the results came back, he had passed. Not just passed, he had excelled. But more than that, he had found peace. My friend, if you are watching this today and you feel like Kenji once did, if you feel like you are pushing and nothing is moving, let me ask you this. Are you working with effort or are you fighting with force? There is a difference. Effort is the river moving forward, trusting the path. Force is the hand, resisting the current, exhausting itself. Life will always place stones in your river, obstacles, challenges, failures, but you are not meant to fight them. You are meant to flow around them. Let go of the need to control everything. Let go of the fear that you are not enough. Let go and trust. Work hard, yes, but work with patience, with presence, with peace. Because the river does not rush, and yet it reaches the ocean. So I leave you with this reflection. Where in your life are you fighting the current? And what would happen if you simply let go and flowed? Think about it. And may you find your peace like the river that knows its way. Before you go, let me ask you one final question. If this story resonated with you, if somewhere in Kenji's journey you saw a piece of your own, then perhaps it was meant to find you today. Share this tale with someone who's been pushing too hard, someone who forgot how to flow. And if you'd like more stories like this, stories that don't just entertain, but transform, subscribe to the Scene Crafted Tales. Because every story we craft is a mirror, and sometimes we all need to see ourselves to remember who we're meant to become. Until the next tale, flow gently, my friend.